Okay, I wanted to make this quick video, or I honestly have no idea how long it's gonna be. But I haven't filmed something in a long time. I feel like it's been at least like a month. And I've been at this room that I'm in, an apartment, since almost 2 months ago now, and I haven't filmed anything like personally. Haven't filmed anything since being here. I've been doing like my Instagram lives with my friend, my baby Bloom, this entire like past couple months. So technically have been filming things like jointly with her, but not anything personally on my own. And I don't know, something really hit me tonight about like just where I'm at in my life right now. Maybe like a couple weeks ago, I like was really present with being in this room, literally. I actually really like this room. And also just like, oh, I don't want to show that, my dirty room. Just the roommate that I'm like living with as well. Currently, I at that in that moment was just like, damn, like I know that one day when I'm not living with him and I'm not living here specifically, I'm gonna like really miss it. So fast forward to like what today, it's why I'm making this video, and also just like wanting to be present, wanting to check in with myself, just kind of see like where I'm at, and obviously be able to look back on it. Um, and who I'm not sure if I'm gonna like share this or not, but in terms of like this entire year, this is kind of what I was thinking about that I wanted to share. A lot of time within the last couple of years, a lot of people talk about how like time is moving so quickly, and I definitely agree with that. Since like the pandemic, like the years kind of have been flying by, but this year in particular has felt very much like a year. And we're talking on the Western calendar. Because I don't know that I fully believe that January to December is like our January to December, our full year. But in terms of the Western calendar and like, it being exactly what we are familiar with, it has felt like 12 months have passed. The first quarter was like, I don't know, definitely like, I don't even know. I was gonna say the hardest, but I think this entire year honestly has been pretty challenging. But the first quarter, the first 3 months definitely were, I think, more emotionally, such a much more emotional roller coaster than the last, 9 months. The second quarter, the next 3 months after that was definitely maybe, I guess the easiest, I would say, just because there was so much going on. I was still living in my mom's, I was still working, I was just graduating. I traveled at that time, or like toward the end of the second quarter. A lot of things were just like transitioning. I believe around that time I also like more significantly went no contact with my ex. So that was a significant chapter in this year. The next the third quarter, the next 3 months after that were kind of challenging again because, let me see. I'm trying to think what happened. I don't even know. It was hard. The end of the summer going into like my birthday. Actually, yeah. Maybe that was probably the most emotionally taxing because I was very suicidal around that time. Not in the sense that like I was gonna do anything, more in the sense that like I just like I began to lose my will to live. And it kind of started with the end of, not necessarily the end of the relationship, but just kind of like coming to terms with like the relationship truly ending. I think around that time, that was the last time that I spoke to my ex. I proposed in I don't want to say non-serious way, because like I was definitely serious, but I essentially got a good job opportunity, and I was going to be relocating further up north in the Chicagoland area. damn near by Wisconsin. And I just like, it was more so like a proposition to like start over together and like relocate together and just kind of like be on that journey, the two of us. But I think that, and this was something that was very apparent when we were together, because we like went back and forth on it a couple times. But I very much see relationships as like us versus the world, us versus the problem, us, just kind of like having each other. And unfortunately, I think that, unfortunately, from my perspective, I think that I think I know my partner, my ex, saw things a bit differently and saw them more like two individuals kind of like doing their own thing in the world. And it's not necessarily like 2v everyone else. So he said no, of course, to the proposition, to the proposal. Um, and it kind of just like, I wouldn't say it was more like the catalyst than necessarily like the 13th reason. But just kind of like reflecting on my life, reflecting on this entire year, having so many issues with my family. Like I fell out with everybody, damn near every single person on both sides of my family. Honestly, for like good reason, if I'm being honest with myself. I don't really feel like I'm missing much. They weren't really being there for me to begin with, so like there's not much to like miss, if I'm being honest. I think it's more so feelings of like sadness that I don't have a community, I don't have a family, I don't have my people. So I'm like out here trying to find my chosen people, as queer people tend to have to do. So I think coming to terms with that, it was like coming to a head. My whole job search and like the lack of financial stability and freedom was kind of coming to a head. Like I said, I started traveling toward this like beginning of the summer, midsummer. I traveled for my birthday. I also like the last half of the year, I would say was doing more substances and maybe not necessarily abusing one, but like altogether kind of abusing substances altogether. Like, so all this is happening at the same time. I definitely was processing my emotions, my feelings throughout this entire year and like everything I was going through. So that still was like already more than enough like emotional weight that I was going through. So that was kind of like coming to a head as well. And then I, was trying to relocate all on my own. I actually got let go from that job, which is like a whole nother story on its own. I stayed with a friend for a month, a friend and her partner, which they are not in the healthiest place. So that was like very triggering to be so like close to. And I think it definitely affected our friendship as well. Not necessarily their relationship, but like living in close quarters with her. And I'm trying to think what else happened in this like third quarter. Moving into like the last 3 months of the year, I have kind of made my way back to myself, which has been really nice, which comes from me moving out of my mom's house again this year. I moved in the day of New Year's Day, and then November 1st moved out. But that was like a very like rash transition, a rash like I'm trying to think of my words here. A very rash, like unprepared decision and transition. I feel like I had to go for my own mental health and to like, I guess for my mom's as well, because Lord knows she was acting like I was gonna fucking kill her the way that I was trying to move and live in her house. But before then, my plan was to, be able to find a job sometime this summer, maybe even in the fall, like a more traditional, corporate America kind of 9 to 5 job on my degree, my master's, and all of 2025 save up to like be able to buy a home somewhere, if not within the state, another state, and like relocate, blah, blah, blah. So of course that obviously didn't end up happening, which is like added to the stress of like the financial instability and just like having to, work every fucking day, like this entire fucking like last 6 months. It's been very like taxing, like not just emotionally, physically, and kind of back to like making my way back to myself. I would say the beginning of the this year, the first 6 months, I was doing really well, like with my health, with like my eating, my diet, taking care of myself, all that. Um, and then like that third quarter, like I really started to fall off. I didn't really like have the time, the energy, the space to like do anything anyway. But within the last month or two, I've again kind of gotten back to myself, been back into the gym. Not necessarily as like strongly as I was before, but like it's definitely a step in the right direction. I'm not suicidal really. I still am kind of looking for my will to live and what I'm living for. But I think everyone is. Twilight, go. Get out of here, go. Um, so it's very much looking like the light at the end of the tunnel here. However, it's still like kind of a long ways to go. Also back quickly with the substance use. One of the substances was pretty hardcore. um, I just it was yeah. I think that really affected me as well. So I've kind of been more on like a sobriety journey. I'm not like 100% sober, but it's something that like I would say I'm like 90% of the time sober now. Kind of just like drinking maybe socially. I don't really like smoke or get high anymore. That was kind of like a financial reason because like getting high doesn't really like affect me negatively, but I really like I'm counting every single penny like that I'm working for, that I'm spending. So I've just been very adamant about not spending money on drugs anymore. And this entire year also like I've been very immersed in hookup culture and in like within the gay community, and I think I've like also gotten to the point of like I had my fun. I like have done a lot this year with a lot of people, experienced a lot of highs, a lot of lows, but I think it's within the last month or two also been very much like, okay, it's time to hang it up flat screen, y'all. Like I'm tired of like yeah, that's a conversation for another day. I'm just like tired of like the lows and the icky feelings after a hookup and just like not being respected and like seen as a person. It's like really not it. Anywho, I think I'm very, although like it was not the best transition into this apartment. I'm very grateful to be here because I think I really do need to be on my own again. And my roomie, he's very like to himself. I don't honestly ever see him. Like we really don't run into each other. He's not like a big cook either. So like I kind of like have the kitchen to myself, which is really nice. I kind of like it really feels like I have the apartment to myself, which I really value and like I really fucking needed. Um it's just kind of like the job the instability with the job that I have is kind of like where I feel like I'm getting stuck the most, because I'm just kind of like relying on Uber, which is like it makes me nervous how reliant I am on my car to make money. Just because like issues can arise at any point, and but at the same time I'm very proud of myself because I've like learned how to do the natural have to take care of the natural wear and tear on my car, and like just like changing I've learned and like have changed the oil twice this year on my car because like it's significantly less expensive. um like changing any fluids, changing my brake pads, like I can do a lot and I'm really proud of that. So that's like really nice that I'm like more self-sufficient. um and I'm very much looking forward to the next year and like what I guess is in store for me, because I am planning on moving to the South. I'm planning on moving to Florida, y'all, and it's gonna be finally my big move. And I'm, like I said, kind of back to like taking care of myself again. What I wanted to mention with the substance use, and what I really want to like hold myself accountable to, is like how it has affected my face, if at all anymore. I know that first kind of week that like I was like, it was the wake up call. My face definitely felt different. And I feel like my dental health is not the best either. Like my teeth are very I actually just went to the dentist. I have 7 fucking cavities, y'all. I have two or three that were like old, that are like, that need to be dealt with, like fillings type thing. Um I need to like see an orthodontist. I need to like start whitening my teeth. So within the last like month as well, or since that happened, which has been about a month since that last substance use abuse, I've been like very much taking my dental health a lot more serious. And like my skincare routine and all that. So things are definitely looking on the bright side for me. It's just like sometimes borderline a lonely chapter, but not necessarily, because like I kind of value being alone, honestly. Um, oh, my back is starting to hurt, y'all. Um, and I think that like as I'm aging, I'm the last thing I can say also about the substance use is that like no matter what, it did help me. It did also awaken and like be the wake up call that like I am aging, and to like, and not necessarily make my peace with that, but like make my peace with that, accept it, just embrace it, which is something that like I was always prepared for. I was always ready to like, love myself at every age. And like something that, J-Lo has said that has really stuck with me is that like I'm timeless, I'm beautiful at every age, always, blah blah blah. I don't know the exact, word, but that's something that I've like embraced, to tell myself that like I'm beautiful and timeless at every age. And also that like some of the experience I've had within the hookup culture, like people will like really compliment me and my beauty, and like kind of like talk me up, then like try to humble me and be like, all right, you cute, but a lot of people are cute, like blah blah blah. Or like literally this one, person told me that like, okay, let me stop because I could see how it's blowing up your head, pumping up your head. And I just thought that that was so nasty. Like that was just such a like icky fucking like comment to make. Like I'm, whether it's blushing or I got a grin on my face from ear to ear, like because I'm appreciative that you're, highlighting my beauty and my youth while I have it. For you to be like, oh, okay, like clearly you love hearing that you're pretty. It's like, no, I just like appreciated the compliment. So it's weird that you're trying to make me feel bad about it now that I'm smiling about it. Anywho, for that to kind of happen, and then like the substance use and feeling like it affected my face, it's and I think it has gotten back to normal since then. I think I'm aging very gracefully again, since like, of course, quitting, obviously quitting. But anyways, it still was like, oh, like I am getting older, and it's gonna like reflect in my appearance, like not necessarily too long from now. And also within this year, I've gotten a lot from like my passengers that like every time I tell them my age, anyone that asks, they're like, oh, you look way younger than that. I thought you were way younger. Which has been nice to hear, of course. I do think I look my age, if I'm being honest. I don't think I necessarily look younger than my age. I think this is what 28 looks like, y'all, and I love it. Um, but yes, I'm very much like more prepared now to embrace my aging, and like, my when my wrinkles are gonna start coming in. Like I think this specifically, these like smile lines are gonna be the first to kind of like come in. So making my peace with these smile lines is gonna be the first step, I think, in my aging process. But anyways, I really after this year want to figure out a better calendar system slash year for me, because I know that like this Western calendar is not, it's not it. To start the new year in January in the middle of a winter is fucking crazy. Like I, number one, want to move to a more tropical hot climate, and then secondly, I want to get on a more aligned calendar with my body, with my energy. I think that that's going to be really best for me and my mental health and my physical health as well, which most likely is going to look like starting the year for me in March, with the Pisces season, and the, you know, the spring season. I think that that makes more sense to me in general, but like especially, I don't care what the world around me is doing, that's probably what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to thirdly lean into more entrepreneurship, which does kind of include Uber, but like beyond that, you know, wherever the city that I go to, trying to find out how I can, trying to figure out how I can lean more into entrepreneurship and kind of like be self-employed and make my money, without a traditional job, a 9 to 5 corporate America. I don't think that that's gonna work for me, if I'm being honest. I'm still very proud of myself for educating myself to the master's level and specifically within social work. But I think I'm really making my peace with being somebody now that has a degree that I'm not using, to at least make money in the traditional sense that, like, you know, that has been done before me. Because social work is still gonna always be with me. It's always with me now. It just is not how I'm like primarily making money. And I don't think it's gonna be. So I think I'm very much gonna continue to make my peace with that. And I think I want to end with again being present in this moment, in this space. Because I also have a bathroom in my room, which I'm really appreciative of. I have been to, in my opinion, pretty good with holding myself accountable to like staying clean, to eating home cooked meals, to being productive with my days, to also resting. Like yesterday I had, was it yesterday? No, today actually, technically yesterday because it's like past midnight. But I had a restful day. Also staying true to myself when I don't feel up to like hanging out or going to events that I like initially agreed to. And not necessarily giving people an explanation. Like I'm borderline, like we don't owe people shit, but also like, you know, to be a nice human, like tell somebody something, give them a heads up, or like, hey, I'm sorry, couldn't make it, or like not in the mood type thing. Also staying true to myself when I don't feel like answering the phone, because there was a period, maybe third quarter of the year, where like people were calling me and I answered like, yes, hello, blah, 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 because like I want to be there for people. And like first 6 months of this year, I really valued my relationships with others and my connections. But kind of towards the last half of this year and very recently, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna keep abandoning myself because I'm supposed to have friends, or like because of that pressure to like have a community and find my people and blah blah blah. Like sometimes things are not feeling as aligned as like I would like them to. And so I think that it's okay that I come to this conclusion of like, you know what, I'd rather be alone. I'd rather not answer this phone call, not go to this event, not hang out, whatever the fuck, because it feels authentic for, and aligned with like who I am, what I want to do right now. Um, and if that is something that that person doesn't appreciate about Demetrius, it's absolutely understandable. I just like don't always have it in me to like, you know, show up for others anymore. And in particular, two friends that I had to kind of like lose this year. I lost people. I lost a lot of people this year actually. I like had a lot of people walk into my life, that I like am very like keeping at a distance at this point, and other people from my past, that I like, that was like an ongoing connection that I'm like, okay, definitely there's like a hard line, a hard boundary that is borderline, we're not connected anymore, we're not friends anymore. And also with people that I want to be closer with and connected to, like leaning more into those. It's like that's also been a part of the journey this year. So I kind of just wanted to like get that on paper, get that on video, I guess, for myself, because I think I've also been better with staying present, not only with myself, but the spaces that I'm in and just where I'm in my life right now. So I'm very proud of myself for that. I'm very, very proud, just of how far I've come, just where I would like my life to go, and especially in terms of my digital footprint as well. I'm very proud that like I am doing this, that I'm putting myself out there, that I'm doing Instagram lives with my friend Bloom, that I've posted on YouTube, that I have tried to do things on Twitter, that I've been a fool and a menace on TikTok. It's the funniest thing to me is that like for a long time I really wanted one of my comments to go viral. This is where I'm probably gonna end because I'm getting tired of talking and my back hurts. But for the longest time, I wanted one of my comments to go viral on TikTok, and like it actually finally happened recently, maybe like a week or two ago, with the dumbest fucking comment. Like I commented that so in passing, like I don't even know, like. So it was like a compilation video of Ariana being Ariana Grande. In one of the videos, she is performing on stage and like she like I think goes to like wave or like do like a high five with like the audience with the crowd. And from her viewpoint, I think it was so dark that she didn't see that one of her security guards was standing there also. And she slapped him in the head by accident. And it was just so fucking funny. I know I've seen that video before, but like it was just cracking me the fuck up. And I literally just commented the slap, oh my god. And I feel like there's no context to whether that's funny or not. Like whether I'm like laughing at that or not, if it's like, oh my gosh, she slapped him. But it definitely was like, oh my gosh, haha, funny, laughing. So I'm just like so curious if that got through to people, but it has like literally over 9,000 likes at this point, and it literally keeps fucking climbing. And like the way I like kind of use my TikTok when I'm not posting is that I'm a repost king, baby girl. Which means that like, you know, I'm like reposting everything that I feel like is relevant to especially my followers, that I feel like they'll appreciate some of these reposts. And so when like my inbox or like my likes gets like a certain number, it's like 50, 60, I'm like, okay, let me like go and run back and see what people are like liking, reposting, what they're like, you know, connecting with. And it's really fun because sometimes I get to like re-laugh at old things that like I reposted. But literally since the comment going viral, it's always 99 plus. It's always past 100, like, you know, with the activity or whatever. And I'm like, damn, this is taking away from like my system. So that was like really interesting as well. Like, I'm like, okay, it's not all that it is, or all that it's cracked up to go like viral, or specifically what a comment. It's like, damn, I can't like keep track of like my followers and like my friends and what they're connecting with. Anywho, I'm just like really proud of myself about how active I've been on social media, especially this year. Like I think I started posting like the first week or two of January. My Instagram also got hacked and I had to restart. I was like so proud of those like old posts as well. I've kind of been thinking about reposting them because like they were I have done photo shoots this entire year that I'm so incredibly proud of as well. And even like the way that I like build a post and like my caption and like the music or the song choices, like I'm just so proud of myself, how far I've come in my artistry and defining myself that way as an artist. Sorry, I'm really giving a mouthful, but I'm just proud. I'm really just proud, and I wanted to stay present in this moment and in this space because I know I'm gonna miss it one day. I'm not gonna be here that much longer, honestly. So I just wanted to check in and have this to look back on. And again, I don't know if I'm gonna share it, but I just am feeling a lot of gratitude and a lot of optimism for my future and my health as well, my mental health and physical health. So if I end up posting it, thank you for sharing 30 minutes of your day with me. I'll see you in the next one. Love you.